What's going down, cultivators? It's Steven here, dropping in with another creative before they make it big. You mind telling me about yourself?
Which camera do I even look at? It's just crazy. What's up, guys? My name is Deon Egenti. I'm a multimedia creator from Houston, Texas. I have this platform/podcast called Come Get Your Flowers, where I give people their flowers no matter where they are in life. And I'm just happy to be here, man. You see the sticker? It's kind of upside down, though, but you know.
Is it? Oh, shit.
It's upside down, but it's all good. It's all good.
There you go. So tell me, Deon, what's the birth? What is the very exact moment that you came up with Come Get Your Flowers?
So I came up with Come Get Your Flowers as just an Instagram platform at first. I just wanted to show people love and support, you know, no matter what they're doing, whether you're creative, whether you're a doctor, whether you're a lawyer, whether you're an artist, whether you're a real estate agent, whether you're my friend, my family. You know, I've had my friends and family on the show too. Like, no matter what you're doing, like, I just wanted to show love and give people the flowers that they deserve while they're still here. So like I said, it started off as an Instagram platform. And then from there, I was just like, you know, posting on Instagram about people that I wanted to give their flowers to. And I was doing that for a couple months. And then, you know, I got kind of tired of it. You know, I wanted Come Get Your Flowers to be more than what it was. So, you know, my girlfriend, she was like, hey, like, you should do a podcast. And I was like, I didn't know if I really wanted to be on. I didn't want to do a podcast at that time because I already did one in college. And I was like, in a sense, like, oh, you know, the whole statement with black men in podcasting. They always talking about, oh, what do you see in a woman and what's the value of a woman? I didn't want to be in that. I didn't want to be in that kind of wormhole. Even though I knew I was going to bring something different to the table, I just didn't want to be a part of that. But my girl ended up giving me a mic for my birthday, and I was like, well, at this point, I got to use it now.
Yeah, you have to.
So that's how the podcast began, but it started out as a platform, so I'm already going long form. So
hey, that's wonderful. And so what are some of the essential values you guys live by over at Come Get Your Flowers?
The essential values is just having, like, authentic conversations with people, getting their stories, really being vulnerable, being transparent. I just want to always make sure that I get every aspect of people's lives, because I feel like people think that they have to be popping to be on the show, or I gotta be doing something. Where it's like, you don't really have to be doing something, man. Like, just you living, just you being who you are. Because the most important aspect of Come Get Your Flowers is not about what you do, but it's really just who you are as a person. Like, I admire who I have on the show as a person first before I go get into what they do in general. So I guess those are a couple of the elements I would say that we value at Come Get Your Flowers.
That's wonderful. And so how do you guys separate yourselves from every other podcast in the world?
Man, how do we separate ourselves? That's a good question. I feel like I said, just having authentic conversations and talking to people who are really doing work behind the scenes, people that are really just genuine about who they are, about what they do. And, you know, sometimes we have, like, little conversations. Like, the first question I ask everybody is, like, what is something you've been feeling as of lately, right? Which is, like, it could be anything. It could be a new song, movie, book, TV show, hobby, activity. What's something that they've been feeling as of lately? And then we dive into that. Sometimes it would be like a 5-10 minute conversation. Sometimes it'll be 40 minutes. I've talked to some people over 40 minutes just about what they really love or what they're really feeling. And then my last question is always, who do you want to give your flowers to? It's always, not only do I give people their flowers, I give people the floor, the opportunity to give other people their flowers, you know what I'm saying? And it's also led me to even talk to people that I never really thought about. They'd be like, oh, yeah, you should talk to him. Like, he's really or talk to her. Like, they're really doing good work. And, you know, that leads me to form these relationships and these bonds that I never thought I would if I didn't have this podcast. So I feel like that's what separates us.
That's wonderful, man. I really think that's a beautiful thing, because in today's day and age, not enough people are really getting their flowers, especially men. Like, everyone, you know, they'll praise women or they'll praise people altogether. But I think, especially in the industry that we're all in right now, it's a little bit easier to be feeling obscured or like you're not doing enough. But I think being able to receive your flowers when it's due is, like, really important for the mental health, especially. Like,
oh, yeah. That's crazy that you brought up mental health, because I mean, I feel that's another aspect that we have on the show, you know, because sometimes, like, we're not in our best, you know what I'm saying? I've had people on the show that, you know, are not always mentally where they want to be, you know, in life, or, you know, even creatively. But, you know, I feel like what this podcast brings is just the opportunity for people to be vulnerable about that. You know, and that shit is real. Like, you know, life is life, and, like, it's not easy being a creative. Like, it's not a straight and narrow path.
It's not.
You know what I'm saying?
It's a lot of twists, a lot of turns.
Yeah, ups and downs, lefts and rights. Like, it's gonna take you even me, like, I still, even though I'm blessed to be in the position that I'm in, like, I still don't have everything together, you know. I would say even the financial aspect. But what what I feel like Come Get Your Flowers brings is, like I said, is just that that ability to have a safe space to talk about those things and not feel like, oh, like
You'll be judged.
not judge, or even like having to compare yourself to other people and stuff like that.
Instead, you're on the same, equal playing field. You all come get your
Yeah.
flowers.
Yeah, no, and also too, I really will. What I want this podcast to be is for even for people to listen and be like, oh, like they're doing it. That means I can do that too, or they're, even if they're not where they're at right now, like they're striving to get there. And
Yeah.
I want people to listen and be like, oh, well, if they're going through that journey, I know I can get to that journey too. It's all a process. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
yeah, I'm always appreciative of just what this podcast and this platform has brought, and like I'm being able to just even give people their flowers. So
Yeah.
yeah.
And so, has your community been able to take the people that have been guests on the podcast and be able to receive tenfold of positive energy from doing that as well? Like, you got a pretty
Oh,
big
good,
community.
like good, like audience or like
Yeah, like
community.
have they all been very interactive with the guests and the community and just being one big
Yeah,
united group?
yeah. I think for me, like what really warms my heart is when, like, like people will come back to me, like whether it's my friends or even just like people that I meet at certain events, and it's like, oh, like you have that podcast, Come Get Your Flowers. Like I really like this episode of this person because like that person gave me hope. You know what I'm saying? And when people say that, it's like, dang, like that's crazy. Because um some of these people that I bring on the show, like they could be in the same position as the person that's listening,
Yeah.
or that person that's on the show. They can give that listener courage or hope to even like continue on. So like, I feel like I'm still working on building that community. Like it's not an easy process. Like I said, it's still a journey. Like I'm grateful for the community that I have built with the platform. But I always strive to like build it more and more and more, which is why even like with my 1 year anniversary party that's happening, like I want that to not only be a celebration, but where people can just connect and like see people that are doing certain things, or just be inspired. You know what I'm saying? So like I'm just really happy that with the community that I have right now. But I'm always, like I said, just striving for more.
There you go. And so I feel it on there. I'm a very big advocate for like mental health in general. I mean, I've
Mhm.
been there, done that. So, but how does your brand able to vibe with the local scene, whether it's in Houston or wherever you guys are choosing to take your talents to?
How do I vibe with the local scene? It's all about, for me, like I'm never afraid to talk to people. Like I'm a outgoing person. I'm always willing to talk. That's literally honestly how I've been able to connect with the people that I've connected with. There's so many amazing creators in Houston. And I honestly, I've always said this, but like since the pandemic, I feel like there's been this underground creative scene that's been bubbling
Dude,
a
like
lot.
crazy.
Like in the
Hollywood's
most,
coming to Houston.
yeah. I mean, I guess it's like, yeah, it's almost like, this thing where it's like, okay, because I feel like at a time, a lot of people felt like you had to go to New York, right? You had to go to LA, you had to go to even Atlanta to like
Mm-hmm.
make something of
Something of
yourself
yourself.
creatively, right?
Yeah.
But now I feel like Houston, there's so many amazing creatives. I mean, like someone like an Amari Gibson,
Yeah.
who is the founder of the Reading Room, who has parties like Physical Therapy. Someone like Ruby Amari, who has a black woman owned business called Wonder Like Wander, was the event space that I'm actually having my party at.
Oh,
She's
okay.
amazing as
Cool.
well. Or even someone like a Justin Shepard, who's the founder of this media company called Talented Ones. Someone like Chief Benadu, or Chinadu. I call him Chinadu personally, but he has this party called the Jaya Room, which is all about, kind of like no sections, no hookah, none of this, that just vibes all around. There's a lot of spaces like that, you know what I'm saying? There's people like Soul Control that has spaces like that. Or even like someone like a Brian Ellis, who has this organization called the Black Man Project. You know what I'm saying? Like so many spaces for so many people right now. And like I strongly advise anybody like to do their due diligence and just like research a bunch of these creators I just named and see what they're doing out here. Like it's really amazing. So like I'm always grateful to have met and connect with so many people that are doing great things, and they inspire me. Like every time I have people even on the show, they inspire me to do more or to do better.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, so yeah, man. I just kind of like put myself
You're
out.
pretty
I
free.
try to put myself out there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because you never know who you're gonna meet, and you never know what that person not only can do for you professionally, but even personally.
Yeah, I
Because
mean, it's crazy because there's so many things that you would learn from someone that you never even knew you would encounter. Honestly, like
Yeah.
shit, there's a lot I can learn from you. I feel.
Yeah, man.
So
Thank you. I appreciate it. No.
it's wonderful that you're able to give creatives a platform to use their voice, especially because I know a lot of people, whether they're drawing or painting or doing something that doesn't really involve the intrinsic voice action of it, it gives
Mhm.
them a platform to say, like, hey, this is another one of my art forms. This is really how I feel I can culminate a community behind me. So it's beautiful.
Thank you, man. No, I appreciate it. Also, I just want to mention Seth Rogers. Shout out to you, bro. Sandman, founder of Sandman Studios. He's amazing as well. Yeah, nah, he's amazing.
I have a friend who was a resident artist there.
Oh.
Jonathan or Jamil.
Jamil, I think I've heard of that name. I've heard of that.
We grew up together. He lived with me for a little bit. That's I love him. That's my
yeah,
brother.
nah.
That's my brother for real.
It's like I said, there's so many great creators in Houston, man. It's like I said, I couldn't even count like how many.
There
like,
you go.
so
Jonathan,
if I
if
didn't
you're watching,
mention
I
your
love you.
name, I'm sorry, but I know. Trust me when I say like there's a bunch of great creators.
Sandman is a wonderful place, by the way.
Wonderful
I
place.
visited there and it's beautiful. It is so beautiful there.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah, no, that's great, man. What Seth is doing with that space is like
It's fantastic. You would never expect it, especially from some shit in Houston, especially
Yeah.
from people outside of the city.
Yeah, and he's giving a space for local creators to really, whether they want to do a show, whether they want to do like a exhibit,
gallery.
whether they want to do anything they put their minds to. He has the ability to do that. So does Ruby as well. Like I used to work with this organization called the Houston Hip Hop Museum, where we talked about the importance of Houston hip hop. Shout out to Shelby Stewart, who's the founder, and shout out to Fa, Ashton, Rashida. They were also part of the team. Like Sandman Studios was like the space for us to really like expand our platform and expand our audience, and they gave that space to us. And when I was there on the team, like it was a really great relationship. So like Seth really is doing great things. All these people that I've named are doing great things. So like kudos to all of them, and kudos to all the Houston creatives that are doing their thing.
Hey, there you go. And so, what are some challenges you faced along the way, and how have you flipped them into victories for yourself?
The challenges that I face, man. That is an interesting question. Kind of just like I would say, damn, that is a really you got me stumped. I would say the challenges really is just like obviously some people ask me, oh, like why don't you do video? When it comes to like my platform. And like, that's money. You know what I'm saying? Financially investing, that's what the challenge. Financially investing in yourself is probably the biggest challenge I've had with this platform so far. I'm grateful for what I've invested in so far. Like I said, as far as the event goes, like all of this, my own money, like out of pocket kind of stuff, like, and it has not been easy. It's not been easy because, at the end of the day, you still got bills to pay, right? You still got rent due. You still got that car note. You still got things that you got to do outside. I'm in a whole relationship, so you got to still invest in that too. You know what I'm saying? So those things all coming. Luckily, I have a 9-to-5, and I'm proud of my 9-to-5. I'm not, what I'm saying? Like I work as a social media manager, so it kind of ties in. It kind of works out, great. But like, financially invest in yourself. It's the biggest challenge because, like you said, like people ask me, "Oh, when you gonna do that video? When you gonna do that thing?" It's like, bro, y'all don't understand. Y'all giving me grants? Are y'all gonna give me that money? Like what's going? What's going on? But
it takes some real dough.
Yeah. And sometimes it's like even just like growing that audience too. I would say like I'm proud of the community I have, but I always want to continue to grow that audience. So that's kind of been a challenge in itself, but not too much. Like
I think you're doing a great job.
Oh man,
from what I've seen from the outside, I think you're doing a wonderful job.
Oh, thank you, man.
Can I say?
And I gotta understand. And I've realized too, like it's gonna obviously take time. Like it doesn't happen overnight. It doesn't happen overnight. It doesn't get built.
It's not gonna stay for very long.
Exactly. It doesn't get built in the day. Like I just gotta keep being consistent. I drop every Wednesday. I never stopped. I sometimes drop bonus episodes here and there, but like every Wednesday I continue to drop a video here and there. And
check it out, like, 10 o'clock in the morning on a Wednesday as well.
Hey, you did that research. Well, yeah, it's on the sticker too, but I'm pretty sure you did the research. But yeah, no,
I like to listen. I like to listen now that I found it.
Thank you, man. But that's I would say the two biggest challenges. Kind of like continuing to grow that audience, but really financially invest in yourself to kind of like build the platform even more than what it is.
There you go. I respect that. But do you have a story you could possibly give us where you really changed somebody else's game through Come Get Your Flowers?
Man, that I really changed someone else's game with Come Get Your Flowers. I don't know. I it's funny. I feel like I don't have that kind of story yet.
Really?
And maybe that's just something I don't remember because it's like I said, like things
No,
happen so fast. I just don't realize things.
there hasn't been anybody that's gotten any really big, significant opportunities through being on Come Get Your Flowers, possibly.
Funny
Or
enough, nah. And that's something I really would hope for. You know what I'm saying? And maybe that comes with like growing that audience where people can listen to and check out and be like, man, like that person's really doing their thing. I would really love to, get at them or pick their brain or even see what they did to even get to that point. I haven't, like I said, I haven't had anyone reach out and be like, yo, like, man, Come Get Your Flowers got me this opportunity of a lifetime. I never had that. I will hope or love to know if that was the case, but right now it hasn't. But what I can say, what it has done for listeners, like I said, is just give them hope and give them a chance to continue to go after what they want, continue to go after their dreams, right? And like I said, I feel like it's giving people another insight of what a creative journey may look like. You know what I'm saying? Because
yeah, you're setting a trend for powers of positivity, man.
I try to, man. I try
I
to,
really do. I really do truly believe in it, and I think you're doing a great job at what you're doing.
Thank you. I try to, and also like I'm not. And that's another thing. I really, as much as I love it being positive, I always, like I say, try to keep it authentic and real because like this creative journey or even any journey that people go through, like this shit's not always gonna be positive. You know what I'm
No, it's
saying?
not.
So like I don't want to make it always hyper positive or super positive or
wanna
what's
make it
that toxic
realistic.
positivity? That's
Yeah,
what it
no,
is.
The good thing I would say about Come Get Your Flowers, from what I've noticed, is it's not toxic positivity. It's
Yeah.
definitely more of like that realistic. You get to just feel things out for what they are, and eventually you take the story and you take what it was, and you're like, I can see where I went wrong, or I can see what might go wrong. But no matter what, I'm gonna stay true to this path. I'm gonna stay authentic on this path, and I'm gonna take myself and I'm gonna get somewhere I gotta
Yeah.
go.
Yeah, and also to and adding that on, it's just like when they come on the show, like people are really happy to share their stories. You know what I'm saying? Like
It's an
they're not
impact.
afraid. Yeah, and a good amount of the people that I've interviewed, like there is their first time even speaking on a podcast ever. Like some of these people they never ever spoke like or never got to share their story. So sometimes after the show, it's like, man, like I never been on the podcast before. Like so for you to even invite me, that means a lot, and that means a lot to me because it's like, man, I'm glad I even got to even get
Yeah,
you
you
here.
pop the cherry.
Yeah, I popped, popped the cherry.
There you go.
Hey, yo. I think that's when the guy's like, let's wrap it up. Pop the cherry. It's crazy, but I respect it. I respect it.
So
Yeah.
tell me, what's some future plans you guys got going on over there?
Oh my goodness. Well, clearly, like I said, like I have my 1 year anniversary party coming up May 31st. The flyer should drop by next month for sure. And it's gonna be at Wonder Like Wander. Free drinks provided by the Tipsy Garden, Black woman owned mobile cocktail company.
Wow.
DJ sound shout out to Sound Girl also too. Food will be provided. What you have to pay for the food though. Food will be provided by Ugo and She. This is a Nigerian owned brand food company too, and they have good food. Like I think I had their food at the Jai Room. It was great. So yeah, I guess it's all Black women owned in that building, but everybody's invited. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Hey man, shout out to all the Black women that are just doing their thing out there, man. It's amazing. And those people that I just named are amazing. They do amazing things. Yeah, and there'll be good music, good food, good drinks. Just having a good time. Merch will be sold too if you want to buy some merch. I have some merch on Instagram as well. But yeah, I'm just really excited, man. It's the fact that I've been doing this podcast for 1 year. It's crazy. So yeah, and everybody that's listening, y'all invited. I'll drop the link very soon.
Yes, please. What's the big dream vision with Come Get Your Flowers? Where are we going with this?
Man, I want it to be like its own world, like its own universe. I want it to be its own conglomerate. Like I wanted to be a podcast, but also, like I said, I want to sell merch. I want to have like a video version of Come Get Your Flowers, which is completely different from probably the audio version, right? I want it to be like even like mini stories in between those. I want to have my own events, right? I've been kind of getting into the hobby of DJing, but my laptop kind of crashed out on me, so I can't DJ like that no more. But I want to have my own events, right? Where it's kind of like a viewer's choice kind of event. I'm not gonna say too much about that, but it's really I feel like it's gonna be really fun. But like I said, I just want to I want Come Get Your Flowers to be a tree, and I want to have multiple branches in it. And one day I want to have a flower workshop. You know what I'm saying? Like something like that. So
I
Yo,
love that.
no.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I'm really trying to, like I said, make multiple branches within this big tree that is Come Get Your Flowers. So, it's so much more to do and so many so many like areas to grow in. So I'm really just happy about what the future may hold. But right now I'm just focused on my 1 year anniversary party, man.
Hey, there you go.